Silindile, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone here?
Yes. Oh, yes, definitely. And thank you, Asanda. So, hi, everyone. My name is Silindile Mshengu, and I'm all the way from Pietermaritzburg in KZN. For those of you who may not know me professionally, I'm a digital marketing manager and a community engager. I work in the media industry. You're emceeing, you're presenting, you're hosting. Basically, I talk for a living. I'm so excited to be here today. I've been looking forward for this day. I hope you're going to learn more about how to understand and listen to yourself more.
Amazing. Thank you. So, without any further ado, Lindile, she's gonna take us through understanding all of me. Lindile, tell us what does it mean to understand all of me?
Okay, no, thank you so much, Asanda, for the opportunity. So basically today, I'll be talking about understanding the all of me. What do you need to observe and listen to self? The four cornerstones of emotional intelligence and as well as self-awareness essentials. What does it mean to understand the all of me? Well, basically it means to know your own character, like what makes me as Uslindile and what makes Asanda as Asanda. And the importance of it is because it affects our everyday life, like our decisions, the way we interact with people, our behaviors towards others, our values, our capabilities, and our limitations. And moving on to what do we need to observe and listen to self? Well, we need to listen to ourselves so that we are able to recognize and trust our thoughts, our feelings, and our intuition. And you can tell us on the check to which ways do you mostly use to listen to yourself? Are you someone who journals a lot? Are you someone who creates time to check in throughout the day? Are you someone who prays a lot? Or are you someone who rather talk to a therapist? Or are you someone who likes to spend time alone and be in your thoughts? On to the four cornerstones of emotional intelligence. This illustrates the importance and the purpose of being self-aware. So we have the cornerstone number one, which is self-awareness. This is basically like a foundation of how you present yourself or how I present myself to the world. It's basically like who are you as a person, which leads to the cornerstone number two, which is self-management. So self-management, you being aware of who you are as a person, your emotional triggers, your strengths and your weaknesses. How then are you able to manage all of that in order to interact with other people? Which leads to cornerstone number three, the interpersonal awareness. Being aware of other people, how they react and why they react that certain way, which leads to the last cornerstone, the cornerstone number four, which is interpersonal management. So you being aware of why people react a certain way, it allows you to be able to manage your relationships throughout this journey of life. Moving on to the last but not least, we're going to talk about the pies, which is basically like your physical, your intellectual, your emotional, and your spiritual being. So, focusing on your physical well-being, it's like doing a daily check-in with yourself, asking yourself how are you feeling physically, and are you able to carry yourself around today? Then your intellectual well-being, it's like checking in with yourself. Where are you intellectually? Are you present? Are you stimulated? Or are you learning something? Then your emotional well-being, how are you feeling emotionally? Are you happy? Are you sad? Or are you grateful today? Are you able to function today and meet the demands of everyday life? Then lastly, your spiritual well-being. So your spiritual well-being is like having compassion, the capacity to love, forgive, connect, be joyful, and the fulfillment. This is your religious faith, your values, your beliefs, your principles, and your morals. So I hope from what I've just said, you're more aware now of how to read yourself and how to listen to yourself more. So I'm going to pass it over to Asanda, who will take us through the self versus ego. Over to you, Asanda.